Welcome to another intermission arc of Waypoint. This episode I dedicate to all the people who, for some reason or other, cannot listen to podcasts. I feel so sorry for you and you will never hear this. I am Mimi and I don't play Max.
Yeah.
For the first time since this podcast started a year ago. Yeah, I'm the game master in this one. I use they-them pronouns. And today we also have a special guest.
Hi, I'm Luca. He/they, long-time listener, first-time guest player.
Very nice. Some people might know Luca actually as Queen Bee from the Super Idols RPG podcast.
It's possible. If you don't, go check it out.
Yes, please do. It's great.
Absolutely do. I love it.
Yeah. So you know me already. I'm Vio, she, her, and I'm not playing Moon this time.
Hi, I'm Jules. I was instinctively gonna say I'm the game master, but that is incorrect. I am not the game master today. I use he, her pronouns currently. Let's see how that turns out.
So aside from not having our usual characters, we also are not in Waypoint in this one. We are actually in high school in 2015. So welcome to Eureka High. Home to the Green Dinos, a marginally successful football team, and about 1,000 for the most part entirely unremarkable students. All in all, a school like any other, except this one has been chosen by the Syndicate of Superheroes to take part in the Meet Your Heroes promotional campaign. Active and retired S.O.S members are sent out to the schools for Q&A sessions with a few chosen students all over the country. The whole event is live streamed for the world to see. Today, Eureka High gets to welcome Victor Knox, known as the great hero Multitool, who defeated legendary villains such as the Scarlet Scorpion, Dr. Dread, and the Bone Turner, before retiring 10 years ago. But even the most exciting days can start out tedious, like when you actually have to attend classes and deal with unwanted attention from your classmates. Your characters are unfortunately in this situation, so maybe just introduce them for a bit and tell us what they're thinking about this Q&A session that's going to happen this afternoon.
Just really quick before we move into that one, I appreciate that we're doing a period piece. Back in the good old year of 2015, really takes me back.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm playing Ignacio Quintana, he, him, and he's about 17. He's a pretty forgettable student, except when he causes trouble, but that's usually unintentional. He's a bit of a tinkerer. He's great in science, and I'm not great. He's more very intuitive about it. It's just he just messes with things until something happens, usually. But this is a superhero world, so isn't that enough? Shouldn't that be enough to become a famous hero?
Yeah, I feel like that's a pretty good start. Causing trouble by accident.
You either have superpowers or you start making explosives. That's the two ways to hero
Yes,
them.
clearly.
Or a nuclear power plant explodes close to you. All of these can happen.
One of your lab accidents might cause you to have to get superpowers. It's one of the leading causes of superpower generation.
He's working on it.
The Flash method, yeah, it's a classic.
And now, since we actually are playing not Masks today, but something called School Days by Tracy Barnett, our characters also have favorite subjects and traits. Yeah, for Ignacio, what would that be?
Favorite subject would be industrial arts, and his ranks would be Clank, which both allows him to be very good at building things, but kinda obsess over minutiae too. And Blank, which means he doesn't get noticed, for the good or the bad.
Very good. And why does he want to attend the Q&A?
Oh, he wants to show Multitool his schematics for a power suit. I mean, he's sure that once he sees it, he's just gonna flip out and offer him some sort of scholarship, maybe the S.O.S as a program. I mean, it's his foot in the door.
Yeah, definitely. That makes sense. But sadly, you were not invited to that Q&A session. So you're gonna have to find another way to get there, which I guess we're gonna have to deal with later.
That's funny, actually. My character has a similar motivation for being for wanting to go to the Q&A. I am playing Laura Papadopoulos Miller, she, her. And she wants to become a renowned scientist. So her favorite subject is science. And I made her basically a total nerd with ranks in rank, which means you are very good in competitions, but it also means you view everything as a competition. And in wank, which means she knows a lot about a lot of stuff, but she's also a pedantic know-it-all. And she wants to be in the Q&A because she too wants to make a good first impression, and frankly, she simply cannot accept that she, the best student in her entire year, was not invited to be one of the people in the Q&A, and this simply cannot stand.
Yeah, that makes sense. So yeah, you really have to get in there, right?
Yeah, I will get in there.
And as for the last one, we actually have someone with a very different motivation.
Yeah, like you guys really want to impress those S.O.S phonies, but I'm playing Mandy Marks, and she doesn't care about any of that, or about anything in general. Her favorite subject is history, but she knows how whitewashed a lot of well-known superhero history really is, because she spends a lot of time on online forums where they talk a lot about the real struggle between the villains and the supervillains of the world, and she's chosen her side, and it ain't the heroes.
Fair enough, I suppose.
Mandy has ranks, has 3 ranks, has a rank in Dank, in Frank, and in Gank. The Dank rank... The dank rank means that she's comfortable in like the darker situations, in the more sinister situations where others might be afraid, but she also creeps people out with her strange obsessions or her political and philosophical talk about supervillains. She has a rank in Frank, which means that she always tells it straight. She never beats around the bush, which is a different way of being an annoying know-it-all. But in a more moralistic way. And the negativity of that is that some people really don't take kindly to that. And she has a rank in Gank, which I have decided to call Yank or Yoink instead. Which means that she's got quick fingers, is very like good at sleight of hand sort of stuff. She's basically like a bit of a kleptomaniac. And on the negative side, she's a bit of a kleptomaniac. And Mandy wants to go to the Q&A to do the exact opposite and sabotage it however she can. She wants to show off the... Well, she hasn't thought about it too much, but she definitely wants to do something bad to it. She is 14, so...
Yeah, that makes sense. So we have basically 2 people who want to impress and 1 person who wants to sabotage.
Exactly. But I have the
Great.
useful skills for breaking into something, so you'll need me.
That's true. Now, before we get to all the breaking and entering and shenanigans, sadly you do have school first.
Those 2 aren't mutually exclusive.
That's true. I mean, we'll see what happens here. It's actually 15 minutes until the first bell rings. Where are your characters right now?
Laura is in front of her first classroom, ready to get going. Has got the book already and is reading through the topic for today's lesson in advance.
What class are you going to?
You know, I think it's music.
Ooh, music class, nice.
Just because I like the idea of like these scientific know-it-all having to understand music scientifically and not being that good of a musician. I just like that contrast.
Yeah, that makes sense. You actually share this class with someone else who might be important later, one Alistair Walton.
Ugh, that guy.
That name already says it all. That name already says it.
Alistair Walton is my nemesis. He's the other clever person here, and he will not let me forget that. Every single lesson we have together is a struggle and who raises their hand first. And sadly, he has beaten me last week. Once. And I will not let it happen again.
Well, technically he has beaten you again because, unlike you, he's actually part of the Q&A. He gets to ask questions. He gets to talk to Multitool.
That's just an accounting error somewhere. It was clearly supposed to be me.
Clearly, and it has nothing to do with the fact that Alistair Walton can resurrect himself from the dead.
So useless. Such a useless superpower, seriously.
So I feel like he's also there pretty early. Maybe you're the only two who come this early to the classrooms. So, like, how do you react to him walking up to the door and waiting there with you?
I assume it's public knowledge who is going to do the Q&A and which students are invited.
Yes, it is. There was a list posted.
Okay. So I think I don't look at him. I keep looking at my textbook and just saying, so, how did you manage it this time? We both know that no one would have chosen you for a student to be in a Q&A if you hadn't greased some palms.
I mean, it's not my fault that Miss Davis loves me.
Yeah, sure.
Listen, unlike you, I've actually been in the school plays. Like, it's pretty impressive when, someone gets to die on stage for real and comes back.
You were villager number 4 who got shot by a stray arrow. That's not impressive.
I'm sorry, are they actually killing students on stage?
That is metal.
Just because he can die doesn't mean you have to kill him on stage.
I feel like it was not planned. I feel like Alistair has done that to himself.
Yeah.
Dedication to the craft, man.
Clearly. Listen, after school I'm gonna be out of here and you're gonna rot in this tiny little town with all the other losers.
Oh, we'll see about that.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to listen to some music just so I'm in the mood for the class that I'm better at than you, by the way.
Let's 1%. That was a pity point she gave you there.
He puts on his headphones and clearly doesn't listen to you anymore.
Actually, I am going to read about intervals. I will not talk to you. And she turns her back on him, clearly annoyed that he ignored her first.
So you also have someone else in this class that you know. One Baxter Barley that you have actually been spending a lot of time with. So basically, all the player characters do have relationships with NPCs to integrate them into the world. And clearly, Laura has a somewhat contentious relationship with our dear Alistair. But yeah, I mean, what is your relationship to Baxter?
Oh, Baxter is such a good boy. I mean, he can't help it that he's big and strong and good at football. And he just needs someone to show him like the intellectual side of things. So Laura is tutoring Baxter to help him like get his grades up. And Baxter, for some reason, seems to like hanging out with Laura. That might have something to do with Laura loving it that he's stroking her ego by being genuinely interested in everything she has to say and thinking it's very cool and interesting and smart. So Baxter is Laura's ego stroker and shield against those who might bully a lonely nerd.
Yeah, I think he walks up to you pretty much immediately after he comes, probably 2 minutes before class starts, because, yeah, it's honestly a miracle he's not too late. So, he comes up to you like, yo, Laura!
Baxter, you're early. Good job.
Yeah, I've been thinking what you told me about being on time and good impressions and shit like that.
Well, as I said, early is being on time. On time is late.
Yeah, stuff like that. Oh, by the way, I got a C in geology.
A C? Nice. I told you that studying really paid off.
Before you can actually finish that conversation, the teacher comes. Who is teaching this class, by the way?
I think it's Mr. Hamilton.
All right, Mr. Hamilton.
Mr. Hamilton Linman Miranda.
He just loves musicals, I guess. Yeah, so I think you are not the type of person to talk during class, and the class starts as soon as the teacher's there. So I assume you're gonna have a little battle with Alistair in this class.
Oh yeah, every moment we are in the same room is a battle of wits.
Yeah, so I think we should maybe figure out how well you perform in that battle. And what happens in this system is you just roll with 1d6, and if it's a 5 or above, the player gets to narrate what happens next. If it's below that, then it's basically a failure or like a success, but something bad happens also. And I get to decide what happens then. And you can also apply your ranks or your favorite subject if it's applicable. So I think you get to roll your d6 now.
Do I get to use my ranks here? Because I think I excel in competition and I know a lot about a lot.
Yeah, you do.
Can I use both my ranks for this role?
Yes.
Okay, so 1d6 plus 2.
Yes.
That's a 5. Plus 2 is 7.
Yeah, I think you can answer pretty much every question. And that's about 2 more than Alistair can answer. So you come out of this pretty successful. And I think you actually managed to get yourself a gold star.
Oh,
Ooh.
nice.
Gold stars are awarded when the players do something cool or nice, or basically any time I think they deserve a gold star.
I deserve so many already.
Yeah, clearly. They can be used to boost certain roles by +2, to establish something in the world that might be out of the ordinary, or also to get rid of consequences that you can get by failing roles. So yeah, Laura has a gold star now, and I think it's very in character that you would be the first one to get one.
Yeah.
And I think as we walk out at the end of the lesson, I say very loudly to Baxter, you see, music is not just about listening to music, but understanding it in your bones, you know? And I shoot a very pointed look at Alistair.
Alistair is trying to ignore you, but you can just see that he's very angry. Like, he can hear it, and he's just, ooh.
Yes,
how dare
15
you.
to 14 for this week.
Well, Baxter is just nodding along like he understands what you're saying, but you're pretty sure he doesn't.
I really love that, like, to you two, this was a really cool thing you did. And to everyone else in the class, it was the absolute opposite of that, like all of this.
I think they were maybe kind of glad that they didn't have to answer any questions, but that's basically it.
I mean, let's be honest. How many questions are being asked in music class? Just peek behind the curtain. One more reason why I chose music class is because it's absolutely ridiculous that someone is competitive about being good in music class.
Yeah, like, what did you do here even? What did you do?
Nothing.
Was most of it just, okay, we're gonna sing a song, and you made a challenge out of singing it better?
We're doing intervals right now, and I could... I saw the sextant thing.
And her sexton. We're in high school.
Yes, get into the mindset.
Where would Ignacio be right before school?
I think we'll probably be in the parking lot trying to... Well, there's a problem with the remote-controlled bike chain he developed. It's not locking, so...
Yeah, as it happens.
But that's not me. That's a problem with the app.
Yes, clearly.
Third party. I really should pick up programming, but yeah. So I think he's gonna see if he can either fix it or find someone who can like lock two bikes together.
You actually have someone show up, and it's someone that technically doesn't belong on school grounds, but somehow you can still always find here. And it's just this guy named Joey Barker, who always seems to have what you need.
Oh, Joey's
like
great.
He just shows up. Yeah,
love
Joey's
Joey.
great. And he's the kind of person where you can't really tell how old he is. It's just sort of, you look at his face and it's kind of like, he could be 15 or he could be 30. No idea.
Oh, hey, Joey.
Oh, hi. You need something?
Do you happen to have like a bike chain on you?
I mean, sure. I have one.
And he opens his big trench coat.
Yes, he just, he opens this bag and there's just a lot of bike chains. All sorts of bike chains in there, like the actual chains or the rubber ones. He has everything.
There's gotta be a bike chain in my chains bag.
Exactly.
Don't question why I have a chains bag, though.
I think a rubber one is good. I mean, it's just...
All right, cool. So, I think this time I actually don't need money, but I heard you're pretty handy. Like, you can build stuff.
Oh, yeah. Anything you need.
So I think I might need, like, just something that makes a really loud bang. Like 5 minutes after you press a button or something. You think you could make that for me today?
How important is it that it's 5 minutes exactly?
Oh, not that important. Just about 5 minutes. Like, give me enough time to run away, basically.
Okay, then I think I already have something for you, because this is not like the intended purpose, but I'm working on it, and right now it will do exactly what you need.
Oh, hell yeah. Great.
It's like a box side. So this is supposed to be kind of a magnetic lockpick, but it's there's something wrong with the capacitor.
Why does your magnetic lockpick explode?
Yeah, that's perfect for a magnetic lockpick, that it makes loud noises.
It's the magnets. They just they just smash against one another, and it takes a while. It takes a couple minutes to charge up. So it's perfect. It's for what you need.
Oh, that's great. Thank you. So, like, here's your bike chain, and if you need anything, I'll be around.
Okay, yeah, I might. Oh, give me a second, just a second. Takes the lockpick and peels off a little sticker, a homemade sticker with IQ, because that's gonna be his superhero name.
Yeah, right. It would be kind of bad to have that on there with whatever Joey's planning with it, I guess.
Probably.
Don't want to be associated with Joey more than necessary.
Yes. Just in the shadows. And speaking of shadows, he disappears again as if he had never been there.
This is just straight up a ghost.
Yeah, it started off as like, oh man, that's this fun, shady guy, but we're already at, he might be 30, and he's being a shady guy at a high school.
It has a bag full of chains.
Yeah. This is going off the edge so fast.
Listen, let's not think about that too much. All right, so what would your first class be of the day? It could be industrial arts, and you could try to build something again.
Well, why not? I think Ignacio is gonna try and work on his gauntlet.
Hell yeah, that sounds great.
I can try and make it pass for like something like it's an accessory.
Yeah, I mean that would impress Multitool, I think.
Oh, what's the point of the gauntlet?
Well, there's a strength multiplier, though it's only for gripping, and there's it has a few different tools built in, some sensors. It's trying to fit the whole suit in a gauntlet pretty much. It's not gonna work well. He would like to have to put some little rocket things so you can do a rocket punch, but that's gonna be the fuel source is a big problem.
Yeah, and I feel like getting that stuff in a high school is also gonna be pretty difficult.
Yeah.
Hey, Teach, can I have some rocket fuel, please?
Yeah. The teachers always look at you weird when you try to build a fusion reactor.
So who is responsible for the industrial arts at this school?
I'm picturing a female teacher.
Nice.
That's great. We have so many male characters already.
Maybe someone who is maybe a little checked out. Like, she has some areas she's really into. What's not her bag, she just tends to ignore.
It's very helpful for a tinkerer to have that as the industrial arts teacher.
Very bad for a teacher.
Yeah.
I think she might just do the exact same things every year because she knows them. But being confronted with Ignacio, who just wants invention and progress, she gave up and was like, oh yeah, you just do whatever you want.
For a name, Miss Troughton?
Trotem?
Troughton. Is that even a name?
It is now.
Okay. It is now.
It is a very easy name to make fun of as a student by calling her Miss Scrotum. So it's perfect for a teacher.
Yes.
But you do not want to make fun of the teacher with the big heavy wrenches.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, but she's generally pretty chill. Like, she doesn't really let it get to her when someone calls her names. Like, she had to already go through a lot being a woman in, this subject. So she's has a pretty thick skin. And you get into the classroom and you see there's already some worksheets there with a bunch of materials, and it's very basic. It's just, the students are supposed to do electrical circuits and stuff, and it's way beneath you. Like, this is really basics. And since you are kind of advanced in that area, you do get to just more or less do what you want. Like, she doesn't care much about that, as long as you don't blow anything up again.
It happened one time. No, twice.
They never forget it.
Yeah, it's kind of a sore subject. Not only with her, also like the custodian. He was not happy with you after that, and it's really hard to piss him off. So ever since then, he's sort of been eyeing you suspiciously and keeping an eye on you in general.
Yeah, no, he hates me.
Well, you could also say that, yes. So I think we're gonna see whether you manage to build your gauntlet or fix your gauntlet up.
Okay, so I'm rolling.
What did you get to add?
Well, seeing as this is my favorite subject.
Yes.
So I get
+2, I think.
+2. And let's see, for my ranks, I get a +1.
Yes.
So I got +3. Oh, that is very
That's
good.
pretty good chances.
It's an 8. 5 on the die, +3.
Ooh.
That's really good. So yeah, just explain what you're doing to this gauntlet and how it's gonna be really amazing.
Well, I brought in the different parts, and now I'm assembling them on the table, and I realized that actually I was having a problem with the fuel source for the rocket punch, but like it's going to be a strain on the battery, but I could just do it magnetically. Using the same sort of like magnetic yank that causes the problem with the lockpick. I can repurpose that and turn it into something that works.
Smart, yeah.
Oh, hell yeah, that sounds great.
It just has a brainwave midway and just scraps half of it and starts working, and it's a completely different design. Looks a little janky, but it works.
Hell yeah.
Very cool. At the end of the class, like Miss Trotton comes up to you and just looks at it, and you get an A+ and a gold star.
Nice.
Nice.
Miss Trotton, check this out, and I use the gauntlet to crush something.
Oh, that's very impressive. I think, maybe you should not do that in this room. Try your gadgets outside maybe next time.
Yeah, sorry.
And somewhere, a custodian's ears prick up.
Yeah, like Mr. Morgan has to clean that up later. And he will know who did it.
Dun dun dun.
Alright, so, what is Mandy doing before school?
It really depends how Mandy starts the day, I think. I think it depends on if it's a class she likes or if it's one she performatively doesn't go to.
I mean, you decide. What kind of day is it?
Okay, it's PE, and it's not even clear if like the PE teacher even knows that Mandy is in his PE class because she's never been there. She like made use of some complications in scheduling for all the different classes right at the start of the school year. So like the three teachers who do PE all think she's in one of the other ones. So when PE actually happens, she just chills under the bleachers where nobody really notices her. Sometimes she smokes. Sometimes she meets up with some of her other delinquent friends.
I feel like one of the problems with PE is also that in the class that you technically should go to, there's also Lila Khan.
Oh yeah, that's definitely a problem. Lila is a fucking prep. Like, I'm not gonna spend time with Lila if I can avoid it at all.
Yeah, I think Lila feels very much the same towards you and is very glad that you're not showing up.
I mean, on some secretive level, Mandy appreciates that rivalry goes both sides, and that it's not just that fucking prep, but like they have a history.
Yeah.
And I guess Mandy is just happy that it also bothers Lila.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. What do you think about the fact that Layla can, like, shapeshift, can actually change her appearance?
I would probably think it was pretty cool if developing superpowers didn't drive us apart as friends after elementary school.
Yeah. I mean, she is basically now just a cheerleader and the typical popular girl.
Yeah, I really liked her, like, as kids before we really went to school, and we were good friends through elementary school, but we were really driven apart by her ambitions to become a superhero. Because superheroes are phony shits, and I hate them.
True.
And it's not fully clear if we drifted apart because she wanted to be a superhero and I hate superheroes, or if I hate superheroes because she wanted to be a superhero and we drifted apart.
Yeah, it could go either way.
Somewhere in the middle.
So, yeah, you're just under the bleachers, smoking, trying to be by yourself. And suddenly you hear a weird, loud noise. And a bit later, Joey shows up and, like, his shoes are just smoking a little bit.
What sounds like it took 5 minutes? I look over to Joey and, like, look down at his shoes. I could have given you a lighter. I don't know what you're doing over there.
No, that was just, like, unintended.
Oh, sure, yeah. What you got for me, Joey?
Well, I did hear that you want to crash that weird S.O.S thing.
Mandy, like, pulls her glasses up with one finger in between them like a fucking dweeb, but she thinks it's very cool because she's 14. And turns to him and says, "Yeah, I guess you could say that. Why? You got something that could help me with that?"
Yeah, I could, like, help you unlock the trash, and then you can hide in there.
Okay, like, I was just intending to, like, hide in a closet. Why is trash my best option?
Because they think it's locked, and I heard the place will be swarming with security.
Oh, yeah, because of the fucking S.O.S guy, right? Those are, like, celebrity level. Ugh.
Yeah, especially this one, like, he can't defend himself ever since that thing with his arms happened.
Maybe supervillains are gonna show up to beat his ass. That would be awesome.
Yeah, I don't really care about that.
What do you care about, Joey?
Oh, just living the life.
I mean, I get that.
So you want that key or what?
I mean, if it's my only option, I don't want to smell like trash all heist.
I mean, they've been emptied this morning, so there's a chance that there's not a lot of stuff in there.
I guess that's fine then. Alright, yeah, I'll do it. Fuck it, why not?
You don't have a problem with small enclosed spaces, do you?
Nah, I work best in small enclosed spaces.
Great.
Yeah, Joey, it's hard to keep a conversation with you.
Yeah, so, you don't need to pay me this time, but if like, anyone asks where I was a few minutes ago, just say I was here the entire time, okay?
I mean, I would deny that I was here. So I'll just say we were both, I don't know, in the school building, I guess. Or you can say that, I'm just gonna say I didn't see you. Does that work?
Oh yeah, that also works.
Yeah, I think that's better for both of us.
Yeah. Also, if you don't want to get caught, you should probably leave now because, like, you will be sent into the school anyway, and, like, don't get into trouble.
All right. Which direction should I go? Why did you do something?
He basically points towards, like, away from the school grounds, and then says, "Oh, just over there. I think, like, police might be showing up or something, but don't worry about it."
Okay, I guess I'll sneak back into school then. Fuck. All right. And I'll do that. I'll make my way towards the school building as secretive as possible as to not be spotted.
Okay, let's see whether you manage that or not.
All right. Could we say that this is I am comfortable in small, cold, and dark spaces or situations?
Yeah, I think what's going to happen is you are already in the school building, and then you can just hear steps, like someone is coming, and then you have to decide where are you gonna hide to avoid being
All
seen.
right. Yeah. In a comfortable, small, cold, and dark space, I think.
I mean, there are lockers around. You could just, I don't know.
I'm not gonna stuff myself into a locker.
You could.
Someone's gotta have to work for that. Yeah, okay. If it's the only place available, I'll try to hide in a locker.
Yeah, you can try that. Let's see whether it works or not.
All right. Okay, I rolled a 6, and I get to add maybe a +1 to that, so that would be a 7.
That's very good. Very good.
Nice. Intermission luck is returning.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. So you can actually see who is walking past just through this tiny crack. And it is the vice principal of the school, Jada Davis.
My ears perk up.
Yeah, it would have been pretty bad if she had found you, because you're not on good terms.
Yeah, we're not on good terms, but also she's the one organizing the Q&A. So
She is.
I'm very curious about where she's going and what she's doing.
Yeah, so she is actually just walking past and has this clipboard in her hand and seems to be just staring at it. And she seems to be planning for this afternoon. Like, she's not even paying attention. So you're pretty safe. Like, even if you left a bit of a crack open as to not lock yourself in, she's not going to notice it.
All right. Yeah, I think once she's past me, I'll get back out and briefly consider following her, but then realizing that's not gonna do anything, and instead like trying to find another place to hide out until PE ends.
Yeah, I think you managed to do that pretty well.
Preferably without a hall monitor noticing me.
Toilets.
Yeah, that's the easiest option. Hiding in the bathroom, smoking there, just to annoy anyone who might come in after. Yeah, Mandy is gonna do as much as necessary this day. Like the whole PE stint, that's gonna work until grading happens. And at that point, it won't anymore. But Mandy, like with her sabotage plan for tonight, usually doesn't think that far ahead.
Yeah, that's true. But like for the whole skipping PE thing, I think, at least in the moment, you did pretty well. And while a teacher would not give you a gold star, I can. And I will.
Thank you. I mean, I don't even want it.
Yeah,
Who cares about gold star?
clearly.
I'm only taking it ironically.
Yeah, it's an ironic gold star.
So the nice thing about this Q&A for every other student is that you just don't have school in the afternoon, so everyone gets to go home for lunch.
Oh, hell yeah.
Well, except for you, because you do want to stay in school.
Oh, hell no.
So the question is, how are you going to manage to stay in the school and not get found out? Because, as we have found out, there will be security there.
So sneaking into the school right before the Q&A is not an option.
No, probably not.
Is there any way during the school day or beforehand that we could find out what kind of security was planned?
I think you would assume that the vice principal would know this or have some plans or something, and I suppose you could steal those.
Laura really wants to get into this, but stealing from the vice principal is not a good long-term decision.
Then I guess you just have to find a really good hiding place.
Mimi, can I give you one of my gold stars to say that there's a...
Yeah, like, do you want something out of the ordinary to happen, I assume?
Yeah.
What do you want to happen?
I think Laura spends a lot of time in the library. And I think it's like a high school library. It's not that big, but there's an old shelf in the back of the room that's like super deep, and Laura, not being that big of a person, could maybe get the books out, basically slide onto the shelves and stack the books in front of her to hide on the library shelf.
I wouldn't even consider that out of the ordinary. That seems like it could plausibly be in there.
That's just a tactic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But just hiding behind books in the library is like the most Laura thing I can think of. And she probably reads in there too. Like she stacks she hides behind books that she actually wants to read and just switches them out.
Let's see how well that works for you.
I'm thinking about whether I can apply my ranks anywhere. Oh, could I say I know a lot about my rank by saying I spend so much time in the library, I know every single corner of this library by heart.
You know I'm gonna give you that one.
Sometimes you're just gonna have to do a 1/3 chance roll.
No, not if I can ask. So I'm gonna use my rank to hide in the library in the bookshelf.
Sure.
Whew, I needed that. That is a 5 in total.
Perfect. So, like, I assume you are somewhat comfortable in there?
I think Laura probably takes a jacket and lays it on the ground and then just... I don't think this is the first time Laura has curled up somewhere uncomfortable to read, just because it's quiet.
Yeah, that makes sense. So,
It's not super comfortable, but it's a few hours. You can do it.
Yeah, you're just lying there for a few hours chilling, and it's pretty good for you.
Nice.
So that works out for you. You're not found by anyone. At some point, you can hear someone walking through the library, but they're not actively searching for anyone. They just seem to be looking around if any students forgot, maybe, that they were supposed to be home.
Damn it, I should have gone on top of the bookshelf. Then I could have seen the security person. Next time.
This whole thing is a lot more something that we feel cool about doing, but that nobody even expects us to do. Like, they're not looking for us.
Like, I honestly feel like the other students were just like, oh, cool, we get the afternoon off.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
We're making things more difficult for us.
All right. So, what are the other two doing? How are you hiding or trying not to get caught?
I think Ignacio is probably just gonna go for the bathroom.
A classic.
He's pretty unassuming, so maybe standing on the toilet, just waiting.
Yeah, see, that's what I would have done if nobody had told me to go into the fucking trash bin.
Listen, let Joey have some fun, okay?
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna have to trust Joey now that he's made me paranoid that there's, like, security at every corner searching for me.
All right. So, let's see how Ignacio does on hiding in the toilet.
Okay, well.
In the toilet? Oh, no.
Well, yeah, in the bathroom, I guess.
Oh, that's one way things could go wrong.
Yeah, that's one way that things could go wrong.
Well, no. That's a 6.
Nice.
Solid.
+1 from my rank. So my shoes stay dry.
For now.
Yes, I feel like this is a pretty typical situation of you don't want anyone to see you in the bathroom, so, you just stand on the toilet whenever you hear someone approaching the door, but you actually do get to go down, so you don't have to stand on there for like 3 hours. At some point, someone else opens the door and just seems to look into the room, but no one comes in and no one looks into the cabins, so you're pretty good. You're fine. You actually managed to hide.
With the normalest, most successful, just very, very...
Yeah.
I can't believe we overthought it that much.
I would have said, like, if you hadn't rolled as good, I would have definitely made a joke about, like, can we use the Clank rank because of his knowledge of, like, toilets?
The knowledge of toilets.
Oh, wait, I have a rank in toilets.
Plumbing. All right, so, Mandy?
Mandy is hiding in the trash bin. Finding, like, some stuff fell out of the last trash bag. Actually finds, like, a really nice thing to, like, clip onto her jacket. Can not yoink something, if possible.
That is true.
There's, like, the label of some sort of drink that fell off of something, and she's like, oh, yeah, that's super subversive, and puts it on her jacket. Not fully understanding how subversive stuff works.
Oh, hell
but
yeah.
It's like she's repurposing something
She
created for capitalistic overproduction.
Yes.
So it's a commentary on something.
Now, let's see how well you hide in that trash.
All right. I mean, I am comfortable in small, cold, and dark places.
You are.
Because I just stole something in here, does my gank apply now? Aha! That's a 2. Plus my 1 in dank, that's a 3. So, because I just stole something, does my gank apply?
No. You could use your gold star for +2, though.
I could, but I think it would be funnier to somehow find a way to avoid the negative situations this will bring.
So I think that Joey was not wrong when he said that the trash had been emptied that morning. But, like, people threw stuff away over the day. And also, like, even an empty trash can just smells. So now you kind of have the problem that the smell sort of clings to you. And it could be reasonable that you could be smelled from, a few meters away now. But you did manage to hide. No one even thought to look in the trash cans because why would anyone be hiding there?
Yeah. So basically... all according to Keikaku, essentially.
Yes. You just smell like trash now.
That's perfect. Yeah, no, that's fine. It's subversive.
It is, yes. So that gives you basically the consequence trash smell.
Mm-hmm.
And in any situation where that might apply and you have to roll, you're gonna get a -2 on that.
That brings me to like a -3 or something on anything social at this point. So it's perfect.
You can, like, reasonably, if it makes sense for the story, get rid of the consequence by spending one of your gold stars.
Yeah, and maybe like taking off that jacket that smells like trash.
Exactly, or I don't know, you find perfume and douse yourself in that or whatever.
But it's a really cool jacket. It's made of like leather, okay, fake leather, but it's like leather adjacent, and it has a giant black hole patch on the back.
Hell yeah.
I can't take that off. It's really fucking cool.
We're all black hole fans here.
Yeah. I'd rather smell like trash while trying to infiltrate something.
Yeah, I mean, you can take it off at any time, so it's fine. The three of you have waited until, I would say, maybe a few minutes before the Q&A starts, so you can get into it and cannot be stopped anymore.
Perfect. This is going to be a real short one-shot.
I would say like 15 minutes before Laura starts to dig herself out of the bookshelf hole.
Yeah, I think that's about like the time you all decide to get out of there. And there's only one way you get out of the school easily to the auditorium, and it's by the lockers on the back of the building. And this is actually where you just meet each other as you come out of the toilet, out of the trash, and out of the library. And you see each other.
I definitely like spot the two of you. I definitely know Laura. Like I was supposed to get tutoring and very much did not take it and have been pretending that I was going there just like with PE up to this point. And I spot Laura and look like put a finger in front of my lips and make like a cutting my throat with a finger notion, like threatening, don't rat me out.
Laura remembers this rumor going around that one time Mandy got so angry at someone that she stabbed them with a pencil and is afraid of Mandy since then. So she just nods vigorously and spots our third person. Iggy?
Oh, hey.
What are you doing here? I mean, her I can understand, but you?
I mean, what? Why is her here? She hates superheroes.
Why are any of you two here? You're doing something like illegal and against the rules?
It's against the rules that I, the best student in the entire school, was not invited to this Q&A. It's just absurd. So I'm getting in there.
I just think Multitool would really like my gauntlet.
Okay, so ego trip for both of you. All right, that works. Yeah, that makes sense.
And why are you going there?
Why do you think I'm going to the superhero Q&A? Oh, I want to ask so many questions because I love Multitool and whatever the fuck he did.
Hey, he took down Dr. Dread.
Yeah, super cool. You know what? Have you ever read the manifesto of Dr. Dread? It's like super fascinating shit. You can get a PDF on it online. Like, it's super available. He had a point.
Keep your voice down.
Okay, fuck. I'm sorry, shit.
I think we find a slightly darker corner to hash this out.
Yeah, as you move towards that dark corner, you actually notice that there don't seem to be many people around. And as you round the corner, something really weird is in front of you. It just seems to be this glowing wall that is in a circle around someone who's lying on the floor.
What?
Oh,
What the fuck?
what's that?
As you look closer, you can tell this is one of the security men that seems to have been knocked out.
Oh, come on.
I'm gonna look at it close. I'm gonna get a little bit closer, like look around just in case this is a trap because I've been made paranoid about the whole situation now, and like go down to the glowing circle.
I would probably follow Mandy and try to see if the person is still breathing or if they're injured and stuff like that.
The person is still breathing, but seems to have a head injury.
Ooh, that must
shit.
have hurt.
Does anyone want to touch the wall?
Yeah,
Okay, we have a volunteer.
I'm going to use the gauntlet.
Okay, you put on your gauntlet and just lightly touch the wall, and it seems as if just a shock of electricity is going through your hand.
Oh, okay, that's super stuff.
That's fucking sick.
And as you look down the floor, you can see there are two more walls with people inside of them, and this is not at all going according to plan. And I think this might be the place where we stop for this one today.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Jules, I heard a one-liner coming in. Go for it.
Oh shit. This is gonna be fucking awesome. And that's basically it. That's my one-liner.
Mimi, did you just pull the Jules-style bait and switch?
You did the high school AU, the high school adventure.
Kind of, yeah, I did.
Yeah, because I was wondering, like, okay, this seems like we're already moving towards the conclusion of this really fast. What's going to be the issue? Are we going to be arrested? Are we going to have to... Is the main adventure going to be detention?
Yeah, no. Let's just say that you're not the only ones who thought, an SOS event. We could do something with that.
Yeah, with a hero who can't defend himself all that well.
In a school which is not supposed to defend itself from supervillains.
I'm just glad that the plot appears to be in favor of what I'm trying to do already. So things are going up for Mandy, is all I'm saying.
Laura is just thinking, think of the scholarships I could get if I save a former SOS member.
Battlefield promotion.
Yeah.
But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this.
Yes.
I hope the audience also enjoyed this. It was more about establishing the characters for now, but like the real shit will go down next episode.
Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah, same.
First of all, I'd like to thank someone who will not hear this because she is not listening to podcasts. She is one of the people I mentioned before who is incapable of listening to podcasts, but therefore was someone I could actually ask to help me on this one. Annie has helped me plan out some of the stuff, and we came up with most of the superpowers and the people in here, so just a general thank you that I hope she will feel through the force or something. Otherwise, you can find us on Twitter, Tumblr, and TikTok under Waypoint Pod.
Oh, via email.
Yes, we also have an email address, waypointheroes@gmail.com. We have now 2 emails. Two of which were very cool and we like them a lot. I don't really have anything to plug today. I was too busy preparing this adventure.
Where can we find our guest if someone wants to find our guest?
Right.
Or you may look for me at Super Idols.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do that. Absolutely do that. Like if you like this small little high school adventure, you're gonna love Super Idols.
You like high school, you like anime, you like showbiz, you like superheroes and magical girls, check out Super Idols.
I can't imagine if you're listening to this that you don't like superheroes used as showbiz commentary and high school adventures.
Yeah.
So you're gonna love Super Idols.
And it's such a cool take on masks. Like, it's just great. It's
amazing.
The whole Idols thing is amazing.
Our GM Erin is actually working on a full mask hack that's just a dedicated Super Idol system.
Ooh.
Oh, that's so cool.
Oh, that's super cool.
She's run a couple playtests last month. It's coming along nicely.
Nice.
Check out the Super Idols Twitter page for more information on that. I'm sure it's going to show up there too.
And follow Queen Bee.
Yeah.
And follow Queen Bee, exactly.
Yeah.
Because Queen Bee deserves all the followers. We just love Queen Bee so much. All right. Anyone else got something to plug?
I have an Instagram account where I post pictures of the miniatures I model and paint.
Yes.
So it's Burning Oleander. If you want to look at that, I guess that's something to plug. Look at the cool little people I paint.
Yeah, they're so cool. Like every single time, Jules, is this anything? And sends like a masterpiece where I'm like, how did you paint these tiny rivets? And they look like metal. How?
Tears, lots of tears. That's how it works.
Amazing.
You got anything, Vio?
Can't really think of anything right now. Yeah.
Eat a hot dog.
Eat a hot dog.
Yeah, eat a hot dog.
Yeah, why not?
Or a vegan hot dog, you know?
Oh, may I extend this to a controversial opinion?
That depends.
Oh no.
You can eat a hot dog or any other kind of sandwich you like.
Ah, that's nice. That's nice.
Yeah. If anyone starts yelling at us on Twitter for that, you're gonna have to deal with that.
Okay.
You can also eat cereal or any other soup you like.
Huh, you're really trying here.
Just
Bread is also soup.
putting fuel on that fire.
I think we should stop this before we lose all the listeners.
I mean, we can all agree that superheroes are super cool.
Yes.
I think.
I mean, Mandy can't.
Okay, fine. Super villains are super cool.
Yeah, okay, we can all agree on that.
We can all agree on that. And I'll see you in the next one.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Don't question why I have a chains bag.